We're driving towards the front line in the cold darkness before dawn. A red torch is less likely to be seen by the Russians, who are about 6 kilometers away. A month ago, it was 20 kilometers. Before the war, before their lives were upturned, the people who lived here grew corn, potatoes, tomatoes, cabbage. They would have stored their produce in the cellar below the barn. Now it's a bunker for soldiers from Ukraine's 148th Air Assault Brigade. Musician, that's his call sign, shows me the Ukrainian-made recce drone they fly from here, spotting Russian armor. He and his colleague Monk have both been on the front line for more than a year. They can see the Russians advancing.
Дуже почали стріляти, прильоти є, каби, пуск кабів, чувствується тиск. Їх маса людей, в них є кому воювати, і вони йдуть вперед, вони не здаються, ворог сильний.
Декілька місяців от останнім часом збільшилась кількість штурмів, тобто техніка з піхотою дуже регулярно сунуться на наші позиції. От, раніше, наскільки я знаю, тут було більш тихо. Ну і менше було штурмів, а зараз збільшилось.
Both men have lost comrades, friends.
Це воїн 24.
No one knows the pain of loss more than Natalia Olshanska. Her son Danilo was killed in combat 1 month short of his 25th birthday.
Знаєте, колись казали, що дітям малим бути гідні своїх батьків. А тепер ми повинні бути гідними своїх синів. Так сталося, що...
After losing their fruit farm and factory when the Russians occupied their home area, Natalia, with her husband and daughter, started a food processing business in Zaporizhia. Everything is in Danilo's memory. In Washington or London, there may be talk of moving towards a negotiated settlement. Not here.
Мирних перемовин не буде. Ми не знаю, як влада, але я за покликом волі свого духу, я не хочу здавати території і не хочу забути про наші втрати. Я не хочу, щоб ця ціна висока, яку ми платимо, була даремною.
Today in Kyiv, President Zelenskyy and Chancellor Scholz of Germany were paying their respects to fallen soldiers like Danilo. The Ukrainian leadership has to balance such sacrifices with frontline setbacks, and President-elect Trump, who's expected to force negotiations with Russia.
I think that even if he tries to hold negotiations with Putin, very quickly he will realize that it's useless, and then he will start to be more decisive in terms of providing us with weaponry.
But then what you're saying is that Ukraine has to win this war on the battlefield. But that isn't going to work, is it? It's not working now.
Well, of course, it's our ultimate goal is to win the war and to restore our territorial integrity in full. Yes, but at present moment, we need to survive. We need to survive. To do that, we need more weaponry because there is no parity between us and Russians in terms of manpower and weaponry.
The memorial wall in Bucha, the town near Kyiv, which Russian soldiers occupied in 2022, raping, torturing and murdering. No one forgets, no one forgives. It feels pretty bleak here on this cold winter morning, knowing that this is where the Russians threw many of the bodies of the people they killed in Bucha. And it was the atrocities they committed here that made most Ukrainians say, no, we cannot talk to the Russians. But now, nearly 3 years on in this grinding, terrible war, what choice have they got? Back at the front line, the soldiers are testing their drone. Short of men, they can't last forever. especially if the supply of American weapons dries up. For them, the idea of negotiating is not taboo.
Ну, хотілося б, звісно, щоб були ці перемовини, щоб закінчились вони вже ж добром. Ну, не нам це судити, не нам це вирішувати. Звісно, хочеться миру, спокою.
Ну, я би не хотів, да, щоб Україна втратила щось в цій війні. І взагалі-то, ну, я вважаю, що нам потрібно, щоб це більше не повторювалося. Це основна мета. Не мир ради миру, щоб через там, рік знову почалась війна, а якісь надійні умови хоча б.
At St. Andrew's Church in Bucha, there is music in the midst of desolation, glory shining upon their tears. Ukrainians' resilience is beyond question, but will that be enough?